So I'm back with another new video, and I actually had a hard time making this one because choosing only 10 games from the library of 4489 games isn't the easiest thing to do, but I still did it. And I'm back with top 10 PlayStation 2 games of all time. And watch this video till the end, so if your favorite game is not in my list, then you may find it in the honorables mention. And as a disclaimer, this whole thing is only my opinion and the analytics from various websites, so if something is wrong, then you were chill. So without rambling anymore, let's start the video. So starting at number 10, I think Black is one of the best first-person shooter in PS2, but in spite of being much popular, it didn't get the hype it obviously deserved. So if you're not familiar with Black, it's a first-person shooter developed by Criterion Games and published by for Electronic Arts. So in this game, you are mainly a black op in the CIA, and you are in charge of breaking down a weapon smuggling named the Seventh Wave, which is handled by some very big terrorists, and you go on destroying their bases and putting hands on them. It was quite a big game indeed, and it had a successor to it in the PS3 and Xbox 360 named as Body Count, which was not even near to as successful as Black. So down at number 9, this is also an action/shooting game called the SoCon II. So in spite of being such a good game, but still being at number 9 makes the list more engrossing. So it's a tactical shooting game where you travel around a bunch of countries and fight against them. So you got to command your teammates/team bots to do things like throw a grenade, rush, camp, and etc. It was a complete new idea which was very successful, leading to a Metacritic of 87 out of 100, which is actually a lot. This game can be played in both offline and online. The offline features were, as I said, but the online was actually good at that time, making a deathmatch and having the same PUBG vibe in it. It sometimes felt like there was kind of an ancestor to the death matches we play today. Down at number 8, this is a very popular PlayStation exclusive known as Ratchet and Clank, and fairly everyone knows about it. And yet to explain, this is an action platformer/third-person shooter developed by Insomnia Games and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. And it's all a squirrel-like creature with a robot traveling around the universe beating asses, and that's it. It's very popular for its gameplay mechanism and for the unique and exotic type of weapon it uses. So down at number 7 is a successor to the Metal Gear Solid 2 Son of Liberty, the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. The MGS series is the best stealth game series, and MGS 3 was revolutionary with over-the-chart graphics and pretty good gameplay. It was a must for the PS2. So the story lies in the Cold War, where you are a US soldier dropped in Russia in the Soviet Union base, and you have to give their information to the US government, invade staying stealth, etc. The story is one of the best things of this game, and with all the cutscenes, it really shows the caliber of Konami and Hideo Kojima. So down at number 6 is Final Fantasy X. It is one of the finest gem of PS2, and it's the 10th installment in the series, and was the first to introduce 3D graphics as well as voice acting in the Final Fantasy series. It was so successful that it had remakes on PS3, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and Microsoft Windows, and it's told to be one of the greatest game in the series. The gameplay was astonishing and the story blew the mind. With gameplay mechanism so good, it obviously has place in gamers' heart and has one of the emotional endings on PS2. So down at number 5 is Resident Evil 4. It is a third-person shooter/horror game developed by Capcom Production Studios and published by Capcom, the 6th major installment in the Resident Evil series. It was originally released for the GameCube in 2005. So you control a US government special agent, Leon S. Kennedy, who is sent on a mission to rescue the US president's daughter, Ashley Graham, who has been kidnapped by a cult. In a rural part of Europe, Leon fights hordes of villagers infected by a mind-controlling parasite and reunites with a spy called Ada Young. This was used to be a GameCube exclusive but later transferred to PS2. So down at number 4 is Gran Turismo 4. So I was comparing it with the NFS Most Wanted, but at last it had to come in the list just because how it brought HD graphics in PS2. Yes, you heard right. It was the first game to get HD in PS2 and certainly came in a small comparison with the PS3 graphics. There is nothing much to tell about it, and as it's a racing game, it doesn't have a backstory but is a very good game to still play at 2020. And down to number 3 is God of War. I knew everyone was waiting for this, and this totally deserves the place at number 3. So I'm not mentioning any one of the 3 as they all are a masterpiece, and I don't think I have to give an explanation for the most popular PlayStation exclusive. Okay, wait, I'm giving. So it is developed by Santa Monica Studios and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It's based on Greek mythology. The character you control, named Kratos, was tricked by his mentor to kill his daughter and wife and betrayed by goddess Athena. So he set off finding one object which is capable of stopping the god once and for all. And down at number 2 is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Now, who in the world does not know about this game? As a child, I played this like anything with my friend. It was not obviously something like GTA 5 online, but at gathering we used to play it turn by turn, and those days were fun. So GTA Vice City is based on Miami. It is developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. This was the first GTA game that brought bikes, helicopters, phones, planes, etc. This was a huge jump from the GTA 3 and surely created childhoods like my one. And this game has a stacking Metacritic of 95 out of 100, which is the highest in the top 10 list with its successor GTA San Andreas. And finally down to number 1. Yes, you guessed it right, it's him, the CJ's game, GTA San Andreas, the best-selling game of the best-selling console of all time. But in my list, sales doesn't matter. What matters is quality and experience through the game. If these things are there, it will be in my list, whatever the sale is. So back to the game. It had the biggest map of GTA at that time and tried to duplicate real areas, making it more authentic to play, and the graphics was better than Vice City, which was indeed a good selling point. And again, it's developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games, so it had to be good. So that's it. Oh wait, I'm missing something. Yeah, the honorable mentions. Yes, it will be in the end of the video, and I won't talk there as my throat is getting busted. So comment me down below your favorite PS2 game, and if you're new, please consider subscribing my channel. That helps, and like this video to encourage me making more videos like this. So this was Kazi and you're watching Mr. Bizarre, and I will catch you in the next video. Honorable mentions.